Yo guys, I'm going to review a video by Leon Hendricks. I only ate meat for 30 days.
I'm only eating meat for the next 30 days. Which includes things like raw liver, raw kidneys, brain, even raw testicles. Starting with the
I'm surprised about that. I hope that he's actually gonna eat that.
barbecue. Having some friends over. I'm looking forward to the next 30 days.
I love this diet already.
Talk to me in a week.
Taking that bacon fat, now I'm having a pound of salmon. This so-called carnivore diet promises insane health benefits.
He shows the drug addict from YouTube. He could also be showing somebody on heroin or cocaine. Showing a drug addict doesn't prove that it's healthy in any way. Why do you show that? That's really funny. He's by every definition, and especially mentally, very ill. As in sick.
So I took health tests before and after, and the changes were mind-blowing.
Oh my god.
What are your thoughts on me starting the carnivore diet?
I don't think it's great because diversity is the name of the game. I think you might get tired of eating meat.
Once you see me with a full beard, you're gonna be like, I'm gonna get on the carnivore diet too. There are countless stories of people who transformed their health with this. Being full of energy, curing all sorts of problems, even things like depression and anxiety. But how could this possibly be healthy? Something.
All of that is pretty much true, and it absolutely makes sense biochemically.
Carnivore would be a life changer for you, and I know dozens of people that completely reverse their Crohn's disease.
I don't know. I've had a lot of contradicting advice over the years. I've had vegans be like, this is exactly how you should eat.
And I know I'm just one of those guys in the mix. People with IBD, IBS, Crohn's, colitis, this is like the core of the carnivore community because they find the most healing from it, and it changes their life.
For me personally, meat has always been a little bit more hard to digest.
By the way, how often do you work out?
I only work out for like
That's because he eats cooked meat, and a lot of the people on the carnivore diet, they have nothing to do with carnivores, also eat very cooked and overcooked meat, as he was also showing in the video. And he showed the raw meat at the beginning of the video, but he's not actually gonna eat that, obviously, as I thought.
5 minutes twice a week.
Maybe we should trust him.
So, are you in?
I'm in.
Really?
I'm in.
Dude, alright. So Hudson got his doctor involved to supervise it. And I really hope this works because I stumbled upon this diet because I have someone close to me who has 2 autoimmune diseases who I don't want to name. You know, I've been looking for a solution and researching stuff, but I feel like I can't really help him. But if this works...
Man, this is so stupid. They talk about it like it's this magical diet. Oh, some people thought of it. Let's try this diet. Yes, what they are promoting, only eating meat, cooked meat for the most part, is of course a diet, but generally, the only reason the carnivore diet works is because it's more or less the closest man-made diet to our natural actual diet, or the natural food which we are supposed to eat, which is raw meat. That's literally the only reason it works.
It might open his mind and it could be a lifesaver.
Humans are so stupid nowadays, just so incredibly removed from nature, it's insane.
Tasting dinner where people had some answers.
That's hard with sauce.
Whatever.
These are actual pig ears. Yeah, it's feces.
No.
So, yeah, it's a delicacy. It's not feces.
I believed you.
Alright, here we go. This is the heart. It's actually really good.
Ooh. Pickled pig ear. So slimy. It's moose liver.
Oh, I don't like that.
So instead of eating veggies, you eat this.
What are the best organs?
Liver.
Yeah.
Liver. Specifically, liver is the ultimate superfood. Out of 30 micronutrients and vitamins we need, nothing comes even close to beef liver.
He was showing kale there. Kale actually basically has no micronutrients, and it's also indigestible because all of the nutrients are in the fiber. And it has carotenoids, for example, which are actually, of course, not vitamin A, but the plant-based people would say that it's vitamin A and so on. It really doesn't belong there whatsoever. It shouldn't be anywhere close to liver, not in any way comparable.
I'm gonna have to get used to eating organs, so this was a good start.
I had IBS for, I guess, about like 7 years. I went carnivore to like cure it, and it basically took away all my symptoms.
But what about all the studies showing you should eat less meat and more greens?
Research is the most bought and paid for thing on the planet.
So this is something I want to dig in deeper.
Pretty much.
Have we been lied to all this time? And whose advice can we actually trust? Did you hear that? So this morning, I had to rush to the bathroom. Diarrhea is one of the biggest hurdles to try the carnivore diet. If you can overcome this, you can overcome anything.
Diarrhea is simply a detoxification system of your body, which means that the meat that he ate was toxic. Usually it's the fat, or he ate some kind of toxic organ. It's one or the other most of the time. But for the most part, he ate pretty overcooked food from what I saw. So I'm wondering what it actually was, but we don't see everything that he eats probably.
A lot of people on Reddit agree. The first 2 weeks are the...
It's absolutely abnormal to get diarrhea, that's what I'm
as
saying.
The body's adjusting to this new diet.
Demetrius, brother,
Why go animal-based?
I think that it's the single most evolutionarily appropriate, species-appropriate diet for humans. For people that aren't familiar with an animal-based diet, it's organs, meat, fruit, honey, and some raw dairy. Performing optimally, feeling good, more energy, more libido, better sleep, better mood. The eczema goes away when I went carnivore, raw vegan 14 or 15 years ago for 7 months. 25 pounds of lean muscle mass lighter, horrible gas to the point that I couldn't even keep a girlfriend. You can't go to the movie theater because you fart in the cushion. You're doing Silent but Deadly, but then you get up.
It seems like you are at war with vegetables. What happened in your childhood with vegetables?
There's no question that plant leaves in general are full of toxins. This is all plants trying to say, Leon, stop eating me.
It's a protective mechanism.
Yes, but there is a subset of leaves that we have sort of domesticated and detoxified enough that we can put them in the grocery store. Whether that's
Oh my god, what he says is so incredibly correct, it's insane.
leaves or stems or roots or seeds, you can get all of the nutrients in those foods, in animal foods, with none of the toxins in those vegetables. Look at the unique nutrients found in meat and organs that are not found in any plant. It's creatine, carnitine, choline, carnosine, anserine, taurine, K2, B12, biotin, riboflavin. That's always a complicated thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's a lot for YouTube, so to keep people engaged, let's just play a funny clip. You drink blood?
Do.
And you eat testicles?
Yeah.
Raw?
Yeah.
And then he invited me to have some. I got it as takeaway, and eventually I'd eat it. After maybe working my way up. Guess what I'm having for breakfast? I'm missing carbs a little bit.
You also miss normal bowel movements.
You always gotta bring that up, huh?
The health claims surrounding the diet are largely just jumping the gun.
I think it's kind of opposite. The burden of proof is on proving that it's not healthy and that it's been how humans existed for millions of years. That's how we became
And then that's healthy? Is that true?
Name one species that doesn't eat a diet that they evolved.
That doesn't answer my question.
Like the whole premise that meat is bad is like quite hilarious to me.
That's
Really,
because you're running with an appeal to nature, pal.
This is a simple.
Oh my god. There is no such thing as an appeal to nature fallacy. Everything that is natural is always good. Everybody wants everything to always look natural or be natural. Everybody always appeals to nature because naturally we know with our natural instinct that nature is correct. Everybody knows that. Only the people who promote unnatural things, such as a vegan diet, which is man-made is a synonym of unnatural, will call something an appeal to nature fallacy and all of this nonsense.
Truth of nature. I don't know what to say. This is like
Wait,
pretty
no,
fun.
how is that a simple truth of nature? That's actually just a red herring.
Well, okay. I have the simplest thesis that whole foods are good. Luckily, there are studies to show it. You can see it in the literature. You can see it
I haven't seen
anecdotally.
that very persuasively in the literature. What are you talking about?
Oh man, I knew this would be fun.
I'm more confused than I was before. All these different sides showing studies to support it.
Is it obvious to you now that the people from that crowd don't know what the they're talking about? The guy's a clown, to be perfectly honest.
Also, only people who are close-minded and really want to believe in their own man-made belief will get so aggressive even. They really can't take it if anybody else has a different opinion because deep down they know that their belief is wrong, which is why they get so agitated.
To block them, like you would just be making insane statements, basically a troll, just non-stop.
And obviously my channel is not...
You could also see that the guy who was promoting meat was pretty calm and he wasn't offended by the vegan or whoever he was having a different opinion, because why would we? I would never get offended by a vegan being a vegan, but they get incredibly offended by it, and it just absolutely makes sense.
in depth at all. Don't listen to me. Check out their stuff. And we have to acknowledge that there are
Nutri-war.
biases at play here. Does Brian have a bias because he's working on a docu-series that is debunking game changers? Maybe. Does Nick have a bias because he cares about animals and doesn't want us to kill them? Potentially. Do I have a bias to make the carnivore diet look better than it is? Of course not. Thanks ButcherBox for sponsoring this video. I had some good news. Normal shit, baby. You got nothing left to say now. What do you think of my skin? How is it looking? Better than before?
I think so, actually, yeah.
If you told me a few months ago that I would be eating only meat and feeling this way, I wouldn't have believed you. Ground beef with liver and heart.
Now that I've had a taste of this, I might go carnivore.
What is true of humans that is untrue of animals that, if untrue of humans, would cause humans to lose value sufficiently that we would be justified in killing them and slaughtering them for food?
The way to have the fewest deaths would be carnivore. before. If you wanted to eat 1 cow, you could eat that over the course of a year. Maybe it would take 1.5 and 1 animal would die. And hopefully that would be a grass-fed cow that's out there just eating grass, and then it has one bad day and then you eat it.
I just want everybody to know that Brian hasn't actually answered the question.
Animals are killed in every single stage of the process of growing plant-based. Species are relocated and wiped out or killed and slaughtered to grow the plants. Then
Also true of animal agriculture.
If you use regenerative agriculture that doesn't use monocrops, then you'll kill less animals.
Oh, this is so incredibly correct.
So I feel morally superior to you because I kill less animals. That's my answer, is that I'm...
Boom!
Okay, this is also problematic. That's just an empirical claim. I just want the audience to understand that he still hasn't really answered the question.
He's gonna explode.
Okay.
We're dumping literal hundreds of millions of tons of synthetic fertilizer onto the land because we've made it so infertile by growing plants on it. We need more cows raised properly to regenerate all of the land that we have stripped of its nutrients from years of monocrop farming. When cows poop and pee on the ground, it increases carbon, increases the soil microbiome, you get green grass, you get ecosystems with bugs and birds.
And he prepared a buffet for me.
What is all this?
Marrow bones. Half a heart right here.
Tongue?
This is straight fat. Neck vertebra.
Kidney. This stuff is so good. So I'm just gonna put some salt in there.
Yeah, it's like butter.
If you're brave, you can drink this juice.
It's even better if it hasn't been frozen. That looked definitely frozen. When it's not frozen, it's creamy. It tastes different also. Very different texture.
You ready? Cheers.
Oh.
That bowl that I had in the closet, I ate the peanut.
Let's put this debate to an end. What is the actual science saying? What are the studies? Well, I read up on them and I almost understood one paragraph.
The IARC report found a 17% higher colorectal cancer risk, and there was a dose-dependent relationship. And it's not even like it was small. It was 2/3 participants over 12.5 years of follow-up.
If you go to the East, if you do studies in Asia, China, Thailand, Japan, you see the completely opposite correlation. There's a large study with over 240,000 people. The men that eat the most red meat have the lowest rates of heart disease. Women that eat the most red meat, lowest rates of cancer.
It seems like for every study, there's another study pointing the other direction. Wow.
Observational science. Junk science, giving people surveys. 100 people, what did you eat over the last 5 years? We want you to recall.
We're basing all of our RCTs, epidemiology, food questionnaires, all this stuff based on an unhealthy population, eating processed foods, eating hot dogs with milkshakes and sodas and candy, and then we say the hot dog is bad.
We've been told meat is bad for you, so who eats more meat? People that ride more motorcycles, drink more.
This video is really good, or at least the guy is talking. Wow.
More alcohol, smoke more cigarettes, get less colonoscopies, get less mammograms, get in the sun less, don't play tennis on Sundays.
Get out of this carnivore versus vegan battle. Embrace that the food companies are trying to make you sick. They don't care about your health. The food companies and the drug companies work together to promote a culture where you eat more, you become sick from the food, and then you're dependent on the meds. Heart Association, Diabetes Association, Cancer Associations, they are in it to make money and push agendas. The top 10 donation organizations to public medical education are food companies. The food companies own our education system, and they will never let go. Again, it's not a conspiracy, it's just money. Who pays for everything?
So now we can't even fully trust the science
It is a conspiracy though, by definition.
and studies because they have biases, missing context, agendas. You know how they say it takes 650 gallons to make beef burger patties because cows need so much water? Well, 94% of that is rainwater that would fall on the land regardless, with or without cows. That's how they calculate it. It's delivered directly to your door, frozen and fresh, super high quality. Go sign up with the link below to get free ribeyes for a year.
Fresh, frozen.
It's one of these moments where the more you hesitate, the worse it gets, right?
Yeah.
I did it! It wasn't too bad, I mean.
Might be salmon.
Yeah, really overreacting. Testicles taste really good. Nobody has ever said that they taste in any way bad.
You should go straight for it, like grab the testicle, eat it from the skin.
Oh, this hit different.
Oh no! Oh, that is just, yeah, that's a different experience.
He even said, oh no, before he even tasted it. It's just the mental issues that these people have. It's not that it in any way tastes bad.
I really like some of the concepts, you know, like I'm going to start eating more organ meats.
I admire the people who try the extremes. Whether it's carnivore, fruitarian, even breatharian. They might be wrong, but they always push the conversation forward. And moving forward, we both want to continue to eat an ancestral diet where we add in honey, sweet potato, fruit, which includes things like avocado, squash, zucchini. Yes, those are fruits.
I guess it's similar to what you were just saying, which is just a strict modified
Those are man-made fruits which don't exist in nature, so you're not eating your ancestral diet.
version of paleo.
And instead of eating plants and vegetables, we get our micronutrients from eating liver. Right, getting the blood test and DEXA scan.
30 days isn't really enough, but
You get way more micronutrients from simply eating ground meat or any kind of piece of muscle meat than from any vegetable ever on earth.
like you see changes. It's crazy.
But it's great that they eat liver, of course.
The most interesting part is the HDL. We talk about good cholesterol, bad cholesterol. If your HDL is greater than 65, and you have a very healthy metabolism and very, very low risk for cardiovascular disease, it's not a huge change. I wasn't expecting any change, but in 30 days, you drop your CRP. Testosterone, really hard test to judge. Depends on what time of day you take it, and it can vary. This just reflects a healthy testosterone. Despite not really a dramatic change in your training regimen, you put on 4.5 pounds of muscle. It's very hard to put on muscle. Not only did you put on the muscle, you lost fat just eating more meat.
This is all great, but I wish I could give you a clear answer on who's right and
How he was shaking on the right side, really trying to look as big as possible.
who's wrong. But the world just isn't that black and white. It's gray, with many shades, nuances, and biases. All we can do is be open.
Yeah, man, whatever. Just say that meat is the best. Why do you have to appeal to some stupid vegans?
Open-minded, question everything, embrace uncertainty, and try things until we find what works for us.
Yeah, cool video. I liked it. I especially liked it that they included some raw meat also. I was actually really surprised about that. And for people who don't understand anything about the carnivore diet or the actual real carnivore diet, which is raw meat, it would actually maybe make them think about it. And maybe people are going to start eating more meat because of this video. Maybe even some raw meat, which is our natural food. And that's the only thing that matters in the end. Yes, there's some studies saying this and then that, and you can talk about the environment, but as they even prove themselves, veganism is worse for the environment. Ethics, completely irrelevant. They are man-made. Really, it doesn't matter what human beings thought of. All that matters is nature, always. And when it comes to our diet, when it comes to health, of course, 100%, only follow nature. Thanks for watching.